So this video will be about GA99's video where he says Faker abuses Irelia in mid lane. And there's something that I want to point out, which I don't actually have to buy items, what am I doing? Okay, so let's go. Let's start. So here's what most Irelia players do. They put the E behind them and then they try to land it like that. Of course I missed. Of course I missed. Let me just try that again. So like you do this, right? And it gives the enemy time to dodge from the left to right, and that's very easy to sidestep. So here's what Faker does, and here's what GB99 pointed out to his audience about in his video. Faker always puts his stun forward first, and then he puts one directly underneath him. And the reason for him to do this, which I will go through very promptly, is that goes off. Okay. The reason why he does that is because there's less animation cast time. Not cast time, but like travel time. So when he first casts his E, it goes over to the enemy and it puts directly one underneath him. So when it reaches the location where Faker casted, your E, the second E, would have already landed. And so all you're waiting for here is for the first animation to land. As opposed to if you do this, then you're waiting for the second animation to land. Of course that was exaggerated, you usually just do this, but you get the idea. It's still something compared to this. And look how instant that is. And the other one that he does for a short E, as per what GB99 says, he doesn't do like, let's say, this to this, but rather he does this, which doesn't really make a difference. But the point is that he does like a side to side stun rather than forward to back. It's because most people, when they try to sidestep your skill shot, they go from left to right. And the reason why you don't want to have a forward and backward stun is because they can juke it. For instance, if you're in lane and you want to land a stun, you usually start with the back and the front, and they would be in lane and they would be farming like this, walking from side to side. And if you can do the stun like this, they can't sidestep it. They have to go backwards or forward. And if you land it behind them, just a little bit behind them, even if they walk backwards, they would still get stunned. So let's say like that. They would still get stunned if they walk backward, which is very minor. It's a very minor thing, which I don't think it really matters. But what you're essentially doing is forcing them to walk forward to you so that you can get in range for an auto attack. Essentially, it's not a big deal, but it's something, and that's what Faker does. He does a very short distance thing to make the enemy walk forward, and also because it's more precise when you do a short thing than the long stun. It is more precise. There's no proof to this, but this is down to an individual, I suppose. And I think Faker understands that if you do it short, you can get it precise, and the timing is also very similar compared to if you do a long one, because you have the mouse travel time. But if you're fast enough, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, the final thing that you do this The reason why you do this is because you can catch people off guard. Because when you do this, right, usually people can flash away if you do this. They see the stun coming, they flash, right? But if you do this, they don't see the second stun coming, and so they can't prepare unless they've laned with you for a very long time. It makes them hard to prepare, especially the early levels where you can easily get a cheese out. Just do this, and then you can just straight up engage on them. They can't flash away because they're not prepared, because they didn't see the second E coming in. Compared to if you do this, they see the first E, they see the second E, they flash. Simple. And I think that's pretty much it. That's how most Irelia main play, and I think should learn about this. Of course, not in my queue. If you play Irelia, don't learn this if you're my enemy. But if you're my teammate, then this is a tip that you can learn from Faker doing this. And it's very, very difficult to play against unless you know what you're doing, and unless you know this trick yourself, or if you've laned against it. Yeah. And because mid lanes, like let's say you're laning against Yasuo, Zed, they have a decent amount of mobility. Even Ryze has great movement speed. You usually don't want to look for a very long stun. Which can both apply in mid or top. But in team fights, you usually want to go for the longer ones so that you can land more stuns. But I think for Faker, it didn't matter. He just goes for what's optimal rather than a big area. But this is a good tip to learn during laning phase, and I think that's pretty much it.